We're factoring a quadratic with leading coefficient 1. That means there's nothing in front of that first variable. The way that I want to do this is I'm looking for two numbers that will multiply to the last coefficient, the 10, and those same two numbers must add up to the middle coefficient of -7. So let's think about that. I would have to have two numbers with the same sign in order to multiply to a positive 10. So either two positives or two negatives. Since I want to add up to a -7, both of these numbers have to be negative. So I'm thinking what multiplies to 10? -1 times -10, but when I add those, that would be -11, so that's not going to work. I could try -2 times -5, and that would multiply to 10, and that -2 plus -5 would add up to -7. So it looks like those are the two numbers that will fit both of my requirements. So here's what I do with those numbers. I'm looking for two binomials that when multiplied together give me this answer. I want to put an x in the first spot for each of those because x times x gives me the x squared. And then I want to put these two numbers, the -2 and the -5, in the second spot. So you can check this and see that it really works. First times first would be x squared. Outside times outside term would be -5x. Inside times inside would be -2x. And last times last, -2 times -5 is +10. When I add up these two middle terms, indeed, I get -7x, and so it matches what I had up at the beginning. So let's try one more. Here's my next one to factor. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to -33, so that means I'm going to need a positive and a negative number. Those same two numbers have to add up to -8. And so, okay, let's think about a 1 and a -33. If I added those, that would be -32, so that's not going to work. How about 3 times -11? A 3 and a -11 would add up to -8. Now, if I had guessed -3 and +11, that would have added up to +8. So I have to make sure that the sign that I get when I add these is the correct sign. So I do really want it to be 3 and -11. 3 plus -11 gives me -8. And so now I put those into the two binomials. I will have y plus 3 is my first number, and y minus 11 would be my second number. So this is my answer for the second one.